One person who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy.
I'd heard that you were really arrogant and really full of yourself and really, like, out of control.
No, that's not what it is. I fight for what I think is the best at the time. The year before the Grammys, 50 Cent didn't win any Grammys. I went on TV the next day and I said, you all robbed 50 Cent of his Grammy. He was the most important thing. He was the soundtrack to our life in 2003. Now, when it was my turn, I was just being an advocate for what was the best out there, which just so happened to be me.
The platform that you're on, it says the first thing they say to you when you go to media training is stay away from politics and stay away from religion. You see what it did to Kanye? Politics and religion.
50 Cent just set the internet on fire with his shocking roast of Kanye and Bianca. He didn't hold back, calling Bianca Kanye's dirty little wife and dragging them both into Diddy's scandalous world of freak-off parties. The fallout was so wild that Kanye and Bianca reportedly checked into a mental health facility in Spain, shelling out $170,000 a week. What's really going on behind the scenes? Stay tuned to uncover the jaw-dropping truth that no one saw coming. It all started when 50 Cent decided to target Kanye and Bianca for their connection to Diddy's controversial freak-off parties, and let me tell you, he didn't hold back. In typical 50 fashion, he dragged them both in the most savage way possible, even going as far as calling Bianca Kanye's dirty little wife. The internet immediately exploded and fans couldn't stop talking about the mess he created. But 50 didn't stop there. He exposed their relationship with Diddy in a way that left everyone stunned, making it clear that he has zero tolerance for anyone who stands by the mogul, including Kanye. To add more fuel to the fire, rumors started circulating that Kanye and Bianca were so shaken by the backlash that they had to check into a mental health facility in Spain. And get this, they were reportedly paying a whopping $170,000 a week for the treatment. It seems like things got way out of control, but what really happened behind the scenes? Well, that's where the real drama begins. Kanye's defense of Diddy has been a major point of contention for months, and it didn't go unnoticed. Even after all the controversy surrounding Diddy's freak-off parties and his legal troubles, Kanye stood by his friend, no matter what. He went as far as calling for Diddy's release, claiming that the mogul was being set up by the high-ups. At first, many people thought Kanye's words were just an attempt to chase clout, but things weren't adding up. The more Kanye spoke in Diddy's defense, the more suspicious things seemed. Some fans started to believe Kanye's loyalty to Diddy went deeper than just friendship. Was he really just supporting his mentor, or was there something more to this connection? The rumors began to swirl, and as they did, Kanye's involvement in Diddy's world became even harder to ignore. Things escalated when Kanye and Bianca showed up at Diddy's trial, despite the fact that Kanye had initially been denied entry because he didn't follow the proper approval process. But once that was sorted out, Kanye returned, this time without Bianca. Some people believed his all-white outfit was a deliberate reference to the freak-off parties Diddy had thrown in the past. Was Kanye sending a message or just trying to play it cool? But what happened next would shock everyone. Despite claiming to support Diddy, Kanye couldn't even last 30 minutes in the courtroom. After hearing the details of Diddy's actions, he bolted out of there faster than he came in. What was going through Kanye's mind in that moment? Was he starting to realize that being so closely tied to Diddy might be more trouble than it's worth? As expected, 50 Cent wasn't going to let Kanye's strange behavior slide without taking a jab. After Kanye made his dramatic exit from the courtroom, 50 seized the opportunity to troll him in the most hilarious and savage way possible. He posted an AI-generated image of himself wearing an all-white suit, poking fun at Kanye's outfit from the trial. In his signature style, 50 captioned the post, "We are wearing white in honor of the freak-offs." Damn yeah, you should have brought your dirty little wife with that Grammys outfit. The internet went wild. Fans were dying with laughter, while others were left scratching their heads, wondering just how deep this rivalry between 50 and Kanye really goes. It wasn't just a one-time dig either. 50 Cent has been throwing shade at Kanye for years, with their beef dating all the way back to 2007. But what made this particular trolling so significant was how it highlighted just how far 50 is willing to go to expose Kanye's strange behavior and the dark side of his relationships. 50 didn't stop with just mocking Kanye's courtroom antics. He took it even further, mocking Kanye's personal life and the rumors that surrounded him. He used his platform to relentlessly remind everyone of Kanye's past, calling out everything from his support of Diddy to his controversial comments and strange actions. But was 50 just trolling for fun, or was there more to it? The deeper 50 dug, the more it seemed like Kanye's association with Diddy, and now with Bianca, wasn't just a passing phase, but something far more complicated. As 50 Cent continued to drag Kanye and Bianca, the spotlight shifted to something even more explosive: the growing rumors about Kanye's own involvement in Diddy's freak-off parties. While Kanye had been defending Diddy for months, trying to paint him as a victim of a larger conspiracy, the public started to question.
Because, there's always drinks, there's always, the vodka and the mixer is just like sitting on the table, but we walk in and immediately, and Diddy hands me a drink, Kanye hands Lauren a drink, and we're like, that's weird, like, why are they serving us? And Kanye kept looking at Lauren and like they were exchanging glances, and I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink, and like I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I like, my manager was like across the room, but like close enough, but like not next to me, so I couldn't like whisper to her. But I wanted to tell her, I'm like, hey, don't fucking drink this. There's something wrong with this. But I couldn't. So I reach for my phone and I start to type, and Kanye takes the phone out of my hand and he's like, who are you texting? Like, you don't need to text anyone. Like, we're having a party. And I was like, okay. And he like puts it on one of the speakers. And I'm like, now what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. And I see my manager take a sip, and I'm like, and then I see her take another sip. 2 sips out of this little vodka cranberry cup. And I'm like, oh, I said, I'm in this studio. The music's low, the lights are dim, but you can still like see everything. And I realized that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me. And I haven't started freaking out yet. I have realized that I'm the only girl in the room. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on, like, it's just us. Like, we're all just friends. Like, let us just, like, see, like, how you look. As these 2 grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away.
If Kanye's loyalty was truly just about friendship, or if he was trying to cover up his own darker connections, it all started when whispers began circulating that Kanye wasn't just a bystander in Diddy's controversial world, but an active participant. The rumors became harder to ignore when receipts started to surface, linking Kanye to these alleged freak-off events. Some insiders claimed Kanye had been part of these wild parties himself, and the idea that he was defending Diddy so aggressively was now seen in a completely different light. Was Kanye trying to protect himself from being exposed? Then came the real bombshell. An ex-assistant of Kanye's, Lauren Picchiotta, stepped forward with shocking allegations. She claimed that she had been invited to a recording studio by both Kanye and Diddy, where things quickly took a disturbing turn. Lauren said she had been drugged and assaulted that night, and what made it worse was Kanye's attempt to gaslight her afterward, pretending like everything that happened was a consensual encounter. This was only the beginning. Soon after, more women came forward, sharing similar stories about Kanye's behavior. Jennifer Ann, a model, accused Kanye of assaulting her during a music video shoot, describing a horrific incident where Kanye allegedly choked her and forced his fingers down her throat in front of an entire crew. Then, Nikki Heaton, another woman who had been involved with Kanye and Diddy, also claimed she had been assaulted during a studio session, echoing the same disturbing patterns.
On a trip with a different rapper named Bear, and they were in Vegas, and she goes to dinner with this rapper for his wife's birthday, and then afterwards they go to a hotel and there's an escort that she recognizes there named Anton, and she's like, oh my god, like, why are you here? Like, I recognize you, because she obviously did Freak Offs. So this other celebrity had hired this escort Anton to have sex with a woman. So they go to this hotel room and there's 7 to 8 people, she said, just staring, watching. So there's this banging this woman and there's 7 to 8 people watching. And at one point she even took her top off, she said, because she was in the moment. And the famous rapper went up to her and said, I think you're very beautiful. I always wanted to F you. Now, not many rappers have wives with birthdays in January.
As these stories piled up, the connections between Kanye, Bianca, and Diddy started to look more than just suspicious. They started to appear dangerous. The rumors suggested a pattern of predatory behavior that was hard to ignore, and fans were left wondering how deep this scandal really went. Was Kanye, like Diddy, involved in something far darker than anyone realized? As the accusations against Kanye and Diddy continued to pile up, the situation began to take a darker turn. People started to question Kanye's unwavering defense of Diddy even further. Why was Kanye so vocal in supporting someone with such a controversial reputation? Was he simply standing by his friend, or was there something more to it? The deeper people dug, the more it seemed like Kanye was trying to protect something or someone bigger than just a friendship. The plot thickened when Kanye began to speak more passionately about Diddy's legal troubles, publicly claiming that Diddy was being set up by higher powers. While many initially dismissed it as just another one of Kanye's wild rants, there was something about the intensity of his support that seemed suspicious. Was Kanye trying to distract from his own involvement in the mess? It wasn't long before the first real evidence of Kanye's deeper ties to Diddy's world started to surface. The most shocking revelation came from a woman who went by the name Jane Doe. She came forward with a harrowing story about her experiences at one of Diddy's infamous parties, and her account included shocking details about Kanye's role. Jane Doe, who had been with a rapper named Bear at the time, rumored to be Rick Ross, revealed how she had been at a hotel in Vegas for a birthday celebration that included a mysterious famous rapper and his wife, whom many believed to be Kanye and Bianca. According to Jane Doe, the night was filled with bizarre and disturbing encounters. She recalled seeing an escort named Anton at the party, someone she recognized from previous freak-off events. As the night went on, things escalated, and Jane found herself in a hotel room surrounded by a group of people with a well-known rapper coming onto her in a way that made her feel uncomfortable and violated. With every new piece of information, it became harder to ignore the connections between Kanye, Diddy, and Bianca. As more details emerged, fans and the public alike were forced to reckon with the possibility that Kanye had been more involved in Diddy's world than he had ever let on. Was Kanye just defending Diddy out of loyalty, or was there something much darker at play? And where did Bianca fit into this twisted puzzle? The rumors and allegations were stacking up, and there was no sign of them slowing down anytime soon. As if the accusations from Kanye's ex-assistant and the model weren't enough, a new victim stepped forward with even more damning revelations that would blow the lid off this already explosive scandal. A woman, known only as Jane Doe, took the stand to share her horrifying experience at one of Diddy's notorious parties. Her testimony connected some shocking dots, suggesting that Kanye and Bianca weren't just passive players in Diddy's world. They were actively involved in the chaos. Jane Doe's story took place during a trip to Vegas, where she and a rapper, who some believe was Rick Ross, attended a birthday dinner. Afterward, they headed to a hotel where things quickly escalated. She recognized an escort named Anton at the venue. a person she'd seen at previous freak-off parties, which immediately raised red flags. The night spiraled from there as Jane found herself in a hotel room surrounded by a group of people, including the unnamed famous rapper and his wife, who many are now speculating was Bianca. As the evening progressed, Jane described being forced into an uncomfortable situation where the rapper began making inappropriate advances toward her. It didn't take long for the group to begin watching, fueling the uncomfortable, voyeuristic atmosphere that seems to have become a staple at these infamous gatherings. Jane's testimony painted a disturbing picture of manipulation and pressure, further suggesting that these freak-offs were more than just wild parties. They were part of a much darker, systemic issue involving some of the most powerful figures in the music industry. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Jane Doe's story included the disturbing detail that the famous rapper, who some believed to be Kanye, had been intimately involved in these events as well. With every new revelation, the connection between Kanye, Diddy, and Bianca became clearer, and it's starting to feel like there's no escaping the truth. The more these anonymous victims speak out, the more it becomes apparent that the ties between Kanye and Diddy might run deeper than anyone could have imagined. At this point, the question isn't just whether Kanye and Bianca were involved, it's how much more we don't know. What other shocking truths are still hidden beneath the surface, and how far will people go to protect their secrets? The situation is rapidly spiraling, and there's no telling where it will end. As the accusations continued to pour in, the fallout from this scandal began to spread like wildfire. What started as a few whispers quickly turned into a full-blown media frenzy, with fans, critics, and even fellow celebrities weighing in on Kanye and Bianca's involvement with Diddy. But the real question that everyone was asking was this: why is Kanye so determined to protect Diddy? Was it just loyalty, or was there something more at stake? One of the most disturbing aspects of this entire situation is how Kanye's defense of Diddy has raised suspicions about his own role in the scandal. The more Kanye denied any wrongdoing, the more the public began to believe that he was trying to cover up something much darker. Was Kanye so desperate to defend Diddy because he was afraid of his own involvement being exposed? People started digging deeper, and it didn't take long before more unsettling details emerged. One major turning point came when fans began to theorize that Kanye wasn't just a bystander in the freak-off parties, but that he was actively participating in them. The rumors became harder to ignore when connections between Kanye and Bianca started to become more evident. Many people began speculating that their relationship wasn't just about love, it was about something much more sinister. Could it be that Kanye and Bianca were involved in these parties together? And if so, how much of this scandal did they both know about from the start? To make things even more complicated, the victim testimonies from Lauren Pisciata, Jennifer Ann, and Nikki Heaton didn't just implicate Diddy. They started to paint a picture of Kanye as well. The disturbing patterns of behavior described by these women echoed what had been alleged about Diddy's involvement in these parties. It became harder to dismiss the possibility that Kanye, too, was involved in exploiting women for his own pleasure and gain. And then there was the fact that Kanye's public support for Diddy wasn't just about defending a friend. It was about aligning himself with someone who might have information on him. The more Kanye fought for Diddy's release and painted him as a victim of a larger conspiracy, the more people started to believe that Kanye was, in fact, trying to protect his own reputation. After all, if Diddy went down, wouldn't Kanye's ties to him also come under scrutiny? The public is now left with a burning question. What does Kanye have to hide? The allegations, the mysterious behavior, and the unwavering defense of Diddy all point to something far more troubling than just a friendship gone wrong. And with the stakes rising higher every day, it seems like the real truth is just waiting to come to light. Will Kanye and Bianca face the full consequences of their actions, or will they manage to keep their secrets buried forever? The speculation is only getting wilder, and it's clear that this story is far from over. As this scandal continues to unravel, the public is left wondering just how far the truth will go, and how much more is still being kept under wraps. Every new revelation adds another layer to the messy web that Kanye, Bianca, and Diddy have found themselves caught in. But what's clear is that the situation is far from over, and the consequences are only beginning to take shape. One of the most chilling aspects of this entire story is the fact that despite the mounting allegations and victim testimonies, Kanye and Bianca have remained largely silent. They've retreated into the shadows, allegedly seeking mental health treatment in Spain, but the questions surrounding their involvement continue to grow. What are they really trying to escape from? Is it the backlash, or are they desperately trying to avoid the inevitable truth coming to light? The deeper this scandal goes, the more it looks like Kanye and Bianca are trying to distance themselves from the growing storm. But with the increasing number of victims speaking out and the undeniable connections to Diddy's world, there's only so much they can hide. As the truth continues to seep out, it's becoming harder for Kanye to maintain his defense of Diddy without it reflecting badly on him. It's no longer just about protecting Diddy, it's about shielding himself from the fallout that could ruin his career and reputation. But as much as Kanye and Bianca may try to keep their heads down, the public won't forget. The questions surrounding their actions, their involvement in Diddy's parties, and the disturbing allegations against them won't just disappear. At some point, the pressure will get too much to handle, and the truth will have no choice but to come to light. So, what happens next? Will Kanye's image be permanently damaged by his ties to Diddy, or will he manage to weather the storm and emerge unscathed? As the legal battles continue to unfold and more victims come forward with their stories, it seems like this saga is far from over. The question now is, who else will be exposed, and will Kanye and Bianca ever be able to move past this nightmare? One thing is certain, this story is far from finished, and the shocking truth about what really went down behind closed doors will eventually come out. The only question left is when. Stay tuned, because the messiest chapter of all is yet to be written. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. The tangled web of lies, loyalty, and scandal surrounding Kanye, Bianca, and Diddy is far from over. What began as a simple defense of a friend has snowballed into a full-blown controversy with shocking accusations, public humiliations, and a growing list of victims. 50 Cent's relentless trolling, Kanye's questionable actions, and the emerging testimonies from those who've been hurt by these powerful figures are just the tip of the iceberg. The question now isn't just about who will take the fall, but whether Kanye and Bianca can ever escape the shadows of their connections to Diddy. With every new detail that surfaces, their involvement seems to go deeper and more dangerous than anyone originally thought. But one thing is for certain, the public won't forget, and the truth is slowly creeping closer to the surface. So, what's next for Kanye, Bianca, and Diddy? Will they manage to bury the truth, or will it all come crashing down on them? The drama surrounding this story isn't over yet, and if you've been following along, you know there's still plenty left to uncover. What do you think? Will Kanye and Bianca be able to escape the fallout, or will they face the consequences of their actions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to click here to watch another explosive video. You won't want to miss what's coming next.